Sometimes people ask me why obsessing over the quality of these products matters so much. It's just card sleeves. Sometimes people ask me why offering budget deck lists or just being obsessed with keeping costs low is important. It's only a game. The most common comment along these lines is, you can't expect a deck box or card sleeves or even packaged Magic product to always be amazing. To which my response is, why not? Money was very tight growing up. Throughout my childhood, whenever anyone would ask what my dad did for a living, I'd joke, he's an actor, a writer, a director, a musician, and an artist. So he's out of work in 5 fields, ha ha ha. But within that joke was the real answer to their question. My father was out of work. My entire childhood, he never had any gainful employment, and was up to my mother to work and support the family. My mother worked as a waitress, and though later in life her body deteriorated to the point that she could no longer perform the physical labor necessary to do the job, in my mind, I always think of her as a waitress because that was what she did throughout my childhood, and because I knew so much depended on it and on her. Every night when she'd come home from work, she'd empty her uniform apron onto the bed, and the two of us would sort out all the change that she'd earned in tips that day. We had these big mason jars, and we'd fill each with quarters, and another one with nickels, another one with dimes, pennies, you know. At the end of the month, I'd sit, and we'd put all the change in coin rolls for the bank. And that's how I grew up, knowing just how important those nickels and dimes and quarters were, because I knew how hard it was sometimes to buy me a new $5 toy at the store. But I never wanted. I had it better than most. I really did. I always had all the food and clothes and toys and most of all love. People described me as spoiled, and I probably was. But even though I was, there was this awareness in my mind throughout growing up about just how tight money was. I mean, I filled up those dime jars with my mother. Honestly, I went to college and then graduate school purely out of a motivation not to have those same problems. For me, intellectual curiosity came second to wanting to have a better job than my mother had, or in the case of my father, just wanting to have a job at all. Then in high school, there was Magic the Gathering, and then, like it is now, it was not cheap. I started skipping lunch at school so I could pocket the cafeteria money my mother had given me. I'd eat an extra bowl of cereal in the morning and then spend 50 cents on a donut on campus to get me through the rest of the school day. I know that probably sounds horrible, but I'll say this. I really learned to manage my money throughout those high school years. Maybe that's why I enjoy resource management games so much now. But cafeteria lunch money only buys you so many packs of Magic, and with the new Ice Age set coming out, I knew I needed more. It was something my mother couldn't give me, so I needed to get an actual job. So when I was 17, I got my first job ever, and it was for the sole purpose of buying booster boxes. I worked in a warehouse sweeping floors and sorting nuts and bolts from equipment that had been disassembled. If memory serves, and it may not, I spent half the summer doing this and earned something like $750. I put half in the bank and used the other half to buy booster boxes of Ice Age. I think I got about 2 or 3 of them, and then maybe some loose packs of Chronicles or 4th edition, whatever was still available. And I got to spend the second half of the summer at my friend's house in Northern California, cracking packs and playing Magic together. It's probably one of my happiest memories from that time. We had such great fun. All of this is what I was thinking when I started my channel with that very first card sleeve review. I know how good I had it, how much worse off others had it, and continue today to have it. It's something that I'm just aware of, like I was aware of our situation back then. And the idea of someone spending so much as $1 on a pack of card sleeves or a pack of Magic cards and getting anything less than the best they can get is just, it's why I made that first video. When people say, you can't expect everything you buy to be amazing, I reply, Yes, I can too, and I do, and so should you, because you worked for that dollar, and your mom worked for that dollar, and you are amazing, and so is she, and you deserve the very best in this life, even if it is just a pack of card sleeves. Why shouldn't people expect the very best for themselves? Has it been drilled into us that we don't deserve it? That we should just be happy with what we get? Well, I don't subscribe to that. You are worth it. You are absolutely worth it. And that's what I'm about here, doing right by all of you, helping in any way I can you get exactly what you deserve, which is the very best. As for me, wow, I already have the very best by way of all of you. 70,000 subscribers? How is this even possible? Please, Ma, if I'm still dreaming, don't wake me up. Because this dream is the happiest I have ever had. Thank you to all of you for giving that to me. I guess this means it's time for another Q&A. So post your questions in the comment section below, and I will do a Q&A with them. And thank you all, as always, for giving me the very best audience that I could imagine. And this video has been brought to you by the generous support of patron alums at Patreon, and by the support of viewers like you. Thank you.